You are tuned to Kennett Zenith Cablevision. Thank you for watching. It's time for talk. Each evening at this time, Monday through Friday, Rosemary interviews local personalities and others who bring items of interest to this community. Time for Talk is a community betterment service designed to cooperate with our local community betterment program. Tonight, Rosemary takes us by means of portable camera out of our studios and maybe into your neighborhood. And now, it's time for talk.
And now you're right back in our studio. You're in the library room, we call it, where our tapes are all stored that we've done for years. From time to time, we try to take several of the tapes we've done and condense them on one tape and show you just a bit of them in order to give you a cross-section of 4 or 5 different programs we have done. Tonight's no exception, and we would like to take a program we went to Blytheville to find. We went to the Nucor Yamata Steel Company. The program we thought would take us 30 or 45 minutes took all morning to do. It was most enjoyable. A tour of that plant carrying all this equipment was more than we bargained for. There was a 4th of July shower of sparks. It was a magnificent sight, and I was a little bit apprehensive as they were just landing around us very close. Let's show you this electric furnace. The noise was tremendous there. The electric furnace that melts down different grades of scrap. And let's show you. How to describe what's going on in the bucket? Oh boy, that's a great shot right now. Turn around, let's look. Bob, tell us what you're doing. I mean, Leroy, about...
What you're looking at the moment is the ladle, which is full of liquid steel, has just been taken off of the stirring station. They will make a final temperature check to see what the temperature of the liquid steel actually is, and from that point the ladle will then be taken to a cover station where we will put a cover onto it before lifting the ladle onto the casting platform.
I see some, what do you call these, the buckets that are down over there that look like they've had work done on them. What's going on with them?
The bucket that you refer to is called a ladle in the industry, and that ladle is lined with bricks or refractory. That protects the steel shell of the ladle from the liquid steel so that there's no meltdown. And what we're looking at here is the electric furnace shop. This is where we melt the scrap into molten steel. The process starts when we position one of the scrap buckets up above the furnace to dump the scrap into the furnace. We have, when we start up, typically about a 30-ton, what we call heel, in the furnace, which is molten steel and slag, to give us a head start in melting the room temperature scrap. We also have what we call oxy-fuel burners on this furnace to accelerate the melting process itself. Now, during the process, we also add certain alloys and a lot of lime. The lime acts as a purifying agent in that sulfur, phosphorus, and other impurities are pulled out of the molten steel by the action of the lime. Interestingly enough, we use the lime afterwards. A byproduct of the steel mill is gravel. Now, as you can see, the direction of the dust up there, a lot of it is going through that lower duct that you see the flame near, and a lot of it's pulled out of the roof into a bag house outside. It's nothing more than a giant vacuum cleaner where we pull the dust through it and pull it out of the air. It's a very clean shop. If you look outside the bay, you'll see virtually no dust outside this bay.
And from a steel mill in Blytheville, we came back to the boot heel, of course, to Dick Rice Farm. Now, Dick Rice was a very unusual man. He was, as he said, flying missions over Germany in World War II before he was old enough to vote. A plane he dearly loved and which he trained is nicknamed the Bamboo Bomber. And Dick restores these planes. He has one of the few that are still flying. I think maybe he said some 12 to 15 maybe still in existence. Dick has restored these and other planes which we saw that day. But let's introduce you to Dick Rice and take you up in a plane. Now tell me why they are still building these in Poland and nowhere else.
Well, in the agricultural flying business, there's a need for a big radial engine, and the one they build is about 1,000 horsepower.
Okay.
So there's a demand for it, and production is really rather small. No company in this country would fool with the small amount of production that the Polish do. But they build an excellent engine. It's an American design that they have improved on tremendously, and it has real good
Have you ever had one, or have you flown
I've never flown one. Just talked to people that have. That came on after I quit the spraying business, so I never did fly one.
Okay. What is the construct? What is that?
The airplane's covered with fabric, and what we call dope, and don't want anybody to misunderstand. The dope we use is not the kind that most people use today.
Okay.
But this part, the nose bowl is metal, the rest of it is fabric. The fuselage is chrome molded steel tubing construction, but it's faired in wood, stringers and formers and things to give it shape, and the fabric's put over it. The wing is wood. It's 42 feet, wood from one end to the other, and it was built in the 1940s with casein glue, which has done a fantastic job. It wasn't a waterproof glue. It's done a fantastic job holding up over the years.
Well, you really have an antique.
We've got an antique and a very unusual airplane as far as most people are concerned.
Okay, we're going to get to go up in it. Okay, Dick, you start one engine at a time. Any reason?
Start the left engine because it has a generator on it, and then start the right engine. And you'll notice that when the radial engine starts, there's always a puff of smoke.
Yeah, I got a little worried about seeing that puff of smoke.
That's the lower cylinders. When the engine's sitting, oil runs down there. When it starts, it burns that out real quick. It's just a part of the radial engine. That's just, you notice this one don't put out near as much smoke as the other one did.
Well, we're getting ready to taxi now.
Would you sell it if the right offer came along?
Oh, yeah. We'd sell it and get another one.
Come down now, out of the airplane, from over the floodway ditches, come down to Delta Fair preparations for 1988. And if you had your druthers, had you druther meet a western diamondback rattlesnake or an albino cobra? Sounds ominous, doesn't it? And it was. The gentleman who had all the snakes at the Delta Fair was a most interesting gentleman, and he says this albino cobra is extremely rare. But the rattlesnake was ferocious. Let's look at it. Now, are snakes ill-tempered, or are they, let's keep him turned that way, okay? Look at that head. Look at that. Look at that. If he had a basket and I had a pipe that could just make him raise up, which of the two snakes we've looked at, the rattlesnake and the cobra, which is the most vicious?
Oh, the rattlesnake by far.
It is.
It's an extremely nervous snake that will bite you almost instantly. This one's much calmer. He usually puts his hood out and tries to frighten you away before he'll actually bite. And then, even then, you can push him a little bit and he won't actually bite. But if you push him too far, they'll definitely bite. And if he bites, he is much more dangerous than the rattlesnake.
Oh, now, you showed me your hand a while ago. Is that a result of a...
Yeah, about 12 years ago that happened.
Will you show it to me again?
Yeah.
Okay. Okay, now what happened? Tell me about it. Tell me the story behind that.
Well, it was caused from a rattlesnake bite, but it was a mistreatment of the bite more so than the venoms that caused the disfigurement of the hand.
Okay, so the treatment was not, how long ago? 12 years ago?
About 12 years ago.
Would you get that rattlesnake out one? Go, you put this one up. Oh, listen to it. How old is that rattlesnake, and how can you tell how old he is? Okay, he has a healthy respect for that head end, and so do I, boy. I'm going to get farther away. Couldn't he launch out and get you right now if he wanted to? How old is that snake?
It's really hard to determine their age.
Do they have a rattle a year?
Well, they usually get about 3 of them a year. His rattles have been broken off probably many times.
Oh, okay.
He is probably 12 to 15 years old.
And how long do they live? What's an ordinary lifespan?
Oh, seldom past 20. He's considered an old one.
So he's an old one. Okay. Well, I wish I could get closer and talk more, but I... Oh. Another rather fearful subject we'll talk about. Some 12 years ago, a murder was committed in a house here in Kennett. Is that house haunted? You listen to the present owners, Bud and Bonnie Parr, as they talk about their experiences after buying the house.
And I come down early one morning and just peeped out to check on my dog. And as I glanced around over my shoulder, there was like a black form sort of came up from behind the bar. And I have never been frightened in this house, but that morning I ran back upstairs. It was just a form sort of like a comma that just rose up from behind the bar.
A form that was like a comma. You mean it's like we have seen the pictures of the ghosts and the streets?
When we would leave home, we would always pull the drapes back so the sun would shine into the room. Every night when we'd come back, the drapes was pulled. Every night.
Okay, was that the room? Was that the room where the murder took place?
Yes, we sleep in that room, yes.
Okay, now, what did this do? Did this did not make you get ready to leave?
No, not really. I felt like that if it was really haunted, it was after a man anyway. It wasn't after a woman, so I really wasn't afraid.
Bud, do you know what she's just said?
I know what she says.
But it was coming for you and not her. Okay, now, any other things that come to your mind?
Yes, we could be sitting here at the kitchen table and the blender would just start running on its own. And, just start running. And the only way you could stop it was in place. You couldn't even go up to it. There were several times that several people would be sitting here and the back door would just open just as slow as it could be and then just slam to just hard as it could. And
were you running out the front door as fast as you could?
No, we've gotten used to it by now.
And what would you say? That's our friendly ghost again?
Or we'd just say, now go on out, leave us alone. June Laws is a friend of mine, and she runs a beauty shop uptown. And she was sitting below where Bud was sitting one night when the light fixture just fell out of the ceiling. And her mouth...
You have been watching Time for Talk. Time for Talk is a community betterment service designed to cooperate with our local community betterment program.